Hey guys, it's me, Molly. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My dog is sniffing my tripod, so if the camera's shaking, I'm really sorry about that. But today I kind of wanted to talk about the music industry. Just because me and my friends have recently discovered that music stopped being like general audience liked for like 2016, 2018. Like they don't make like really general audience appealing music anymore like they used to. Like I'm sure some people still do, but they don't do it as much anymore. And I think my reasoning behind that, at least, is that like since COVID hit, everyone kind of discovered that they have niche like communities within their fan base, and so they're all making music towards those niche communities. Like we have people who are still trying to make mainstream music, like Benson Boone right now, but it's just getting straight up hated on. And you know, since people don't really listen to the radio anymore, they usually just listen to Spotify or Apple Music now. I think it's more like you pick who you want to listen to versus whatever's popular at the time. And I do think that that has really changed the way that people listen to music nowadays. Like I know a lot of people who don't listen to music. And that's just because they haven't found anyone they really like that much, which is like kind of sad because like I at least can't imagine going throughout my day not listening to music. I have to have like one AirPod in whenever I'm doing anything really. And in fact, when I don't listen to music when I'm doing something, I realize that I spend like way too much time in my head. Like one time I was walking to campus and I'd forgotten my AirPods, and I usually listen to music on my walk to go meet my friend for breakfast. But I had forgotten my AirPods this morning, and I realized that like I was like hearing the way I walk, and I was like trying to change it, and I was like way too focused on the way I was walking and the pattern I was walking in. And that might just be like a me thing, but it's just like I feel like music is so important to like the human condition nowadays, like or the human experience nowadays, especially because concerts are like such a big thing within my age group at the moment. I mean they've always been a big deal to people, but I feel like nowadays, like since again like my last video, social interaction is at an all-time low in my age group right now. Like I feel like concerts is like one way you can kind of find a community to like you won't really make friends unless you go by like yourself or something, but it's like the one place you can kind of find community with people you like at this time, which kind of sucks because concerts are so expensive. Like I just got Malcolm Todd tickets, and I was like in that war for 3 hours. Given I was being greedy and I had pit tickets for $60, and I was like, oh wait, I should check VIP prices though, and I went back and then lost my pit tickets and didn't get VIP. But I ended up getting tickets, but they're so expensive now, and it's like, what are we doing kind of thing, you know? And I'm eternally grateful that, you know, I have the opportunity to go to these spaces. But at the same time, like, since social interaction's at an all-time low, I can only go with my friends. And I think that, like, while that's great, I love my friends, right? I think it's just kind of weird that no one talks to each other anymore. I think that was way more normalized in like elementary school, where you could go up to someone and be like, hey, do you want to be friends? And they'd be like, yeah, sure. And I honestly think we should get back into that routine, but that's besides the point. But no, like music is so important to who we are, so it's kind of crazy that a lot of people don't listen to music, or at least don't listen to music as frequently as I do. But that might just be because I'm like chronically online all the time and I'm high-key a chud. But I'm also the kind of person who's like super into pop culture. Like that's like basically the only thing I know about. And it's, I guess my life kind of revolves around music in a way, but it's like, I don't know, you know? But I found it interesting that my friends were observing that, you know, music kind of stopped being kind of appealing to everybody in like the early 2010s. Like, for instance, Taylor Swift's last general audience appealing album that she tried to make that wasn't Life of a Showgirl was probably 1989. And I mean, to be fair, I'm not going to speak for her because obviously I don't know Taylor Swift. I mean, I know her, I'm a Swiftie, but I don't know her personally. But I feel like that's the last, like, kind of time she tried to grab at everybody rather than just her, like, fan base, if that makes sense. Like, after that, it was, like, Reputation, and then it was Lover, and then it was, like, Midnight. Yeah? Yeah. Yeah? Yeah, I think it was. Ooh. Was it? I don't remember, and I don't have it in front of me right now. I think it was. But anyways, I would say, like, every music artist tries to make general audience music, but I feel like most of the time they end up making music for their audience, and that might not be their fault, but I feel like at a certain point, like with Taylor Swift as an example, because she's the one I know the most about, it's just kind of like, oh, you're grabbing at your audience and not anybody else anymore. And that's why you don't see as many people talking about, like, that weren't already in the fan base. That's why you don't see as many people talking about, like, the artist's music rather than who the artist is as a person, right? So, for instance, I'm going to use a non-Taylor Swift thing. I'm going to say it's, like, Drake or something, okay? I don't listen to Drake, so keep that in mind while I'm saying this. But I don't hear anyone who doesn't listen to Drake talk about Drake's music rather than who he is, like, rather than his music. And I think that, like, while yeah, that's, like, understandable because you don't listen to his music, I think it's just kind of an interesting view of, like, people, I guess. I don't know. I just have a lot of, I guess, hope for the music industry, but also I don't, because it's constantly growing. And honestly, I feel like right now we're in, like, this stale era of music, if that makes sense. Like, people are releasing good albums, yeah, but, like, at the same time, I'm listening to these albums for, what, 2 weeks, and then I'm never listening to them again, or I'm putting them in my playlist and just being surprised when they come on shuffle. Like, I don't feel like we have the same kind of attention span we used to for music, where it's like, oh, I love this album, I'm gonna listen to this album every single day, you know? And that might just be, like, the way we're adapting to society nowadays with short form content, but I do think that it is kind of just interesting that we don't have the same kind of dedication that we used to for music, just as a general audience. So I guess the film kind of the film era is kind of that way too, but, like, not really, because people go to the movies still. But now that concerts are so expensive, people are just kind of like, why would I do that, you know? And I think that that's just kind of the way the economy is right now too. Like, we can't do anything about it. So yeah. I don't know. This was a pretty short video, but I kind of wanted my last video to not be the last video on my page anymore, because it's kind of just me having a mental breakdown, because I was having a nervous breakdown. So this is my take on the music industry. As of right now, I think it's kind of stale. I think everyone's making the same music, and I think they're making it specifically for their fan bases and not for a general audience. And I think that if we made it for a general audience, more people would be into more music and it would be great. But I don't think we have reached that point in aging, and I honestly don't see us getting there anytime soon. I'm running out of storage on my phone, but if you liked this video, please like and subscribe. And the question of the day is, who is your favorite musical artist and why? I'll try to make another video soon about something really super interesting, and it'll probably be a little bit longer just so you can hear me yap a little more. But please remember to be kind and safe to each other, and I love you, and Cersei loves you, and goodbye.